Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry. We have more fun deciding who's going to do the next segment introduction than anybody. And Frank did such a good job. I always thought John Gordon called me the Oracle, but now I found out that Frank calls me the Oracle. So I'm kind of afraid what John Gordon's going to call me on the next segment, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're going to talk to our buddy. Known him a long time. Grew up reading him when I was a kid, is what I like to say. You know?
You are an oracle.
I am an oracle. That's right. I can't spell it, but I is it. So, but anyway, Keith Sutton, the catfish guy himself. And first of all, Keith, congratulations. Well-deserved honor to be a member of the inductee in the Legends of the Outdoors National Hall of Fame this morning in Springfield. I know this means so much to you and Teresa and all the family. So tell us about what it means to be in this company. Now, you're already in the the Freshwater Hall of Fame. You know, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. You've written 800 books and 40,000 articles. I mean, if anybody's got paid by the word, Keith would not be on the air with me this morning. He would be with Sean Hannity or somebody like that. But talk about it, what it means to you.
Oh, it's very humbling, Larry. It still is hard to put my arms around it. I can't imagine being in the company of all the great folks, a lot of friends of mine, and a lot of people I look up to that are already in the Hall of Fame. And when I got word from Gary Mason that I was going to be inducted this year, it was just a very heartfelt moment that helps me know that maybe all those long hours I put in at the computer and even back in the day at the typewriter, even writing on a legal pad.
Now we're getting there. Okay.
Yeah, they've all paid off, and I'm glad to be recognized in that way. I hope that all the things I've done to try to promote conservation and hunting and fishing are good things, and so it's very humbling.
It is, and I know when you trace your roots back to Northeast Arkansas, Keith, and realize growing up in around the Jonesboro area and going to school up there and everything, to dream that this is a pretty tall company, buddy. I mean, and you're going to be in the heart of Bass Pro Country, Johnny Morris's place this morning, and so have you got your speech ready?
You know, I was telling a good friend of mine, a young man named Matthew Magdafrau, I said, I've got a little time that I'm going to have to talk at the Hall of Fame induction. And he said, Keith, he said, I told him, I said, I'm not sure exactly what I'll say. And he said, well, I've been around you long enough to know you'll muddle through it for hours without taking a breath. So, I've run some thoughts through my head, but I don't have a real prepared speech, but I hope one that just comes from the heart and
that's what it will.
Explains what this means to me.
And you're going to have family there this morning with you? Who's going to be there? Who's going to be there?
Well, I'm really, really happy that, of course, my wife, Teresa, who a lot of folks know, she'll be right there by my side like she always
has
and,
been, yes.
Two of my sons will be there, one with his wife and one with his girlfriend. My best friend, Lewis Peeler, who a lot of people have read about.
Yes.
So Lewis is going to be there
and
do the introductions for me.
And
And then just lots of friends. I've got a lot of friends who are in the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association like you who are going to have a table there. So it's going to be a good crowd, and I'm just ecstatic that those folks will be able to attend.
Well, tell our listeners, Keith, I mean, it hasn't been easy lately. I mean, you haven't messed with a bull in a while, but so you're having some other issues, but you're not going to miss it. So tell our folks how you doing. I've had a lot of folks say, well, how's Keith doing? Update us on your health situation.
I've had a few weeks. I've had to stay at home recently. A lot of folks know back in 2017, I got a impromptu ride on the horns of a buffalo, and I got hurt pretty bad while doing some photography, and that's kind of rearing its ugly head again. I'm having some neck issues, but I've been in therapy and doing physical therapy, and that seems to be helping a lot.
Right,
and
yeah.
I'm hoping I'll be back out there and ready to go by the time hunting season rolls around.
I bet you will. And knowing this, again, we're talking to our good friend Keith Sutton, one of the inductees this morning in the Legend of the Outdoors National Hall of Fame, and another one of the inductees. And I want to bring John Gordon in a little bit on this. And Keith, you, of course, know Chris Dorsey. I know Chris Dorsey. But as you know, as John, you were saying, Chris Dorsey really started DUTV, didn't he? John had a hand in it.
That's correct, Larry. He, I guess it was back mid-'90s.
Yes.
He really had an idea that for a TV show that would really revolve around, it was called The World of Ducks Unlimited then.
It was.
And that's exactly what it's been, really showcasing the people and the places and, waterfowling from a Ducks Unlimited perspective. And it's been really great. And we have worked with Chris over the last year in producing a new IMAX film called Wings Over Water.
Yes, yeah.
And we just saw some previews of it this week, and it's really cool. And it's going to be in IMAX theaters this fall. And it really gives a great insight into the Prairie Pothole region, the Dakotas and southern Canada, and what that really means to waterfowl production. And it's a great film.
Well, it's really Keith will recognize this. Hey, we've got in the Mid-South here, I mean, we got Keith, we got Chris Dorsey, and we got Jack Wells. Three of the guys with right here ties in our area. And when you look at it, Keith, and see who you're going in with, that's a pretty impressive group of folks.
Wow. Well, both those gentlemen are mentors of mine. Chris and I worked together for a long time when he was an editor at Sports Afield. And I've known Jack Wells and knew his dad for years. And that's just wonderful to be inducted with two people like Chris and Jack.
Well, it's pretty remarkable when I look at it. And some of these other ones, Chad Hoover's going in, Dave Hughes is going in, of course. It's just a big list, and I don't know how they're going to arrange you in order. Of course, I've been going for years to this event when it was on the General Jackson, and I always took a Dramamine when I went on it because I wasn't sure if it was going to take off or not, But you're landlocked this morning, buddy, and when you look out, I just want you to know when I was privileged to get the first ever Wade Bourne Outdoor Communicator of the Year award. And on the General Jackson, I didn't think I was going to get through it up there, looking out and see Becky and all of Wade Bourne's friends and family. But when you look out over that crowd this morning, Keith, you're going to see a lot of friends, man, that are sharing this moment with you. So
I was fortunate to receive that award after you, so I have been one time to the Legends inductions, and I couldn't have been more impressed. It was incredible, all the people who were there, people who I've looked up to all my life, and people I call friends. It's an incredible group to be with, and being at this venue at Johnny Morris's place will make it extra special.
Yeah, and I know a lot of folks, and again, as Gary Mason said earlier, folks, they will be live streaming this on the Legend of the Outdoors Hall of Fame Facebook page. I tell you what, Keith, I mean, I've been around a long time, and I've been in Seopa since 88, and that's 1988. Somebody thinks it's 1888, but it's not. It's 1988, and of course, I've known Keith and the other triumphant group from the Arkansas Game and Fish for many years, and dealing with Joe Mosby and all the gang over there. You've left a trail, buddy, to where you are right now. And you've left a very important trail. And I've always thought that you always wanted to bring kids into the outdoors. And I don't know if anybody can have a legacy like that, but I would think that would be one that you would like to have.
Well, I've got 6 sons, Larry, as you know, and
yes.
Between Teresa and I, and I've raised them up to be outdoorsmen.
Yes,
all of them love the outdoors like I do, and my goal was always to leave something better behind for them and for their kids, and hopefully in some measure I've been able to do that.
Well, you have, buddy, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say this morning. I know it'll come from the heart, and that's the main thing. Keith, thank you, buddy, for being with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We appreciate you, man, and we'll stay in touch, and we'll be with you in spirit today, okay?
All right. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, man. All right, let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.